Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
I had to get out of it early to catch that. That was hilarious.
All that setup time and counts for nothing.
That's right. And he drops his phone.
Lovely.
Yes.
No, it's
Hey.
the iPad now, so it's. I have an entire iPad trying to balance on the dashboard of a car.
Of the
And it's
shuttlecraft.
not- yeah, and you know it's not. It's not a 1983 Chevy Celebrity where the dashboard is completely flat all the way across.
Mhm.
This is a 2013 Town and Country. There's the hump for the steering wheel and then
Ooh, that's
another hump
fancy.
for the- yeah, I know. I'm a fancy guy. Hey, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Where's Chad?
What?
Hey,
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
Chad.
You're not
I
Chad.
apologize to everybody. I'm sure the disappointment is.
How dare you
Vast.
not be Chad?
I'm
How
sorry.
Dare
Well,
you not be
Chad
Chad?
is out with his family. They're taking
Yeah.
him to the zoo to release
Yeah,
him, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh.
Chad made some choices on what's
Yeah.
important to him. So,
Yeah.
Well, I hope
And
you
now
guys
we
don't
know.
regret this.
Yes. Yes.
well,
Um,
I am a little. Did I get bumped, Daniel?
What do you mean?
I'm usually the upper right hand corner. I usually have the Trekcast logo right here.
Right.
my-
Yeah, I
in
thought
my
the guest
little-
spot was reserved
my
for like
little-
the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't have a
mean,
choice in how this works.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I do.
Fine.
There.
Hey.
Better?
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I fixed it.
You gotta earn this box.
That's
Scott.
right. Sam wants to know if mirror universe, Chad. Yes. And Scott is always right, apparently.
That's right. I am
Yes,
always right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For those that don't know, I'm Scott. I'm Strongbeard. I'm the one who does the normally does the pack lead reviews.
There you go.
So
So-
wait, those aren't real Packlets?
Well, they're
No, in our
friends
hearts.
of mine.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine.
Yeah.
I'm the one who does
Also-
the intro, and then I have somebody else actually do a buddy of
Right.
mine do the review.
There you
Got
go.
it. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since Chad can join us, Scott is here with us today.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
And
And
it's
we
also
moved-
Saturday.
Yeah. We moved the boxes. At some point, I'll move the sun. I'm sorry about it.
No, you,
Is this
you look
sorcery? Is
angelic.
what you trying to move the sun?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying.
using the force.
There you
That's
go.
great.
Nice. Well, let's get to the news. I got a few news stories for you
Yeah,
today.
cool. Let's do some news.
Star Trek news.
All right. So our first news story. Let's see if it'll let me share things without killing my audio.
Well, we'll let you know if you do.
Okay, sounds good. So, in a recent interview, Star Trek Picard showrunner Terry Matalas started talking about his imaginary spinoff of Star Trek Legacy, right?
Imaginary.
Well, it hasn't been officially, given the green light
Okay.
yet. We'll talk about that.
All right.
Anyways, so he says that the way he sees the current timeline where he's at in Picard, he sees that as present day Star Trek. And so
As he
if he
should.
gets Legacy, he wants to build on what he's doing already. He's going to have a lot of these characters come back. So we'll have some TNG characters, we'll have some new characters that he's introduced, and then of course we'll create some other ones. But he also wants to check in on some other characters, like he gave, for example, Kira Nerys, see what she's up to on DS9.
Mm,
He'd like to see what the Doctor's up to from Voyager.
mm.
Those kinds of things. He's basically telling the fans, all the things you want, that's what I want to do.
Yes.
We
Yep.
should have
Sounds
my
good to me.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So that's where he's at.
Aren't they going to run into the same problem with the Doctor that they ran into with Data?
Yes. Yes, they
So-
will.
What's
I mean,
What's
he
that?
ages.
Right. He's older.
Yeah, I mean that's a simple enough fix that I wanted the full human experience, so I altered my program to allow myself to age gracefully, and they could do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and Data sort of did it in All Good Things in the future. He's like a touch of gray.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Also, our next news story, it comes to us from Screen Rant. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but a few days ago was First Contact Day.
Yes, it
And
was.
so Screen Rant put together this list how basically Paramount failed First Contact Day. And they put together a list of 7 things that they, potentially could have announced and didn't. So I thought we'd go down the list and see what you guys think of this. First off, no Strange New Worlds Season 2 trailer. Could have done that for First Contact Day.
Mm-hmm.
No Discovery Season 5 trailer. Also could have been done. This is just a list. No Lower Deck Season 4 trailer. Suspicious.
Yes.
No
Are we
Prodigy
worried?
Season 2 trailer. Or a Season 3 renewal. No Section 31 announcement. This show's imaginary. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think it's ever happening.
Are we worried about the lack of trailers?
Well, no Star Trek 4 movie news. And
Yeah,
the
we-
number one
we-
thing they
we-
could have
we
done
didn't
is a
expect
Star
that.
Trek Legacy announcement. So, I don't know.
I think Paramount Corporate has been completely blindsided by how popular Picard season 3 is compared to the last 2 seasons.
Right on.
That's why I think they're maybe they're unprepared. Maybe they're rethinking some of the things that they have coming down the pike, saying, this is not so popular. This was really popular. This is really popular.
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't be doing this. We should be doing this and more of this. And, if they're making a course correction, they might not have things to announce yet. Because
That's true.
In fact, I
true.
hope that's what's happening.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully that's the case.
Well, so I sent Dan in chat a YouTuber link that I found earlier this week. He was putting together some pieces, definitely a lot of conspiracy theories, and trying to read the tea leaves. But he made some points, and I thought were interesting, and I figured we could bring them up here.
Sure.
He basically went on to say that they announced Starfleet Academy last week, right? That is something you could have saved for First Contact Day. Whether or not people wanted it, that's a different story. But that is an announcement you could have made. So it seemed really weird to just randomly throw it out there. Even when it was announced last week, people were saying that, like, why not wait till First Contact Day? That's a big thing. This guy was basically saying that he feels like it's Kurtzman has been blindsided with how popular Strange New Worlds and Picard season 3 have been, and that now Paramount wants Terry Matalas to take over and do the shows. I don't know about that. That seems.
Full disclosure, and this is going to sound terrible. I did not watch the video you sent me.
That sounds
fair.
weird, though, to be blindsided by, that thing that I made was good. What do we do now?
But it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. They knew people were going to watch it, and they knew people were going to like it. I don't think they realized, wow, people really like this.
This is what people
Star
wanted
Trek
all along.
Yellowstone crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Dan's feed brought to you by J.J. Abrams. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's 100% accurate.
No, I love it. You look good, Dan.
So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. We really don't know. Hopefully they do the Star Trek Legacy. I do think it is funny that basically he is teasing that everything you want, guys. That's what I want to do.
All the stuff.
All the stuff you want. Yeah, it's weird. I want to do that too. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll take it.
You gotta do it in the voice. You can't just say it.
Yes. You see, we're gonna put together everything you want. Just get it all together.
That's great.
All right. And our next news story comes to us from Fandom Wire. This is the one that people were talking about. Anson Mount has to say he's sorry to Shazam.
What?
So, yeah, this is kind of interesting. So, a few weeks ago, Zachary Levi made a video complaining about the, shall we say, not success of Shazam 2. And it was when John Wick 4 came out, and he was like, hey, You can go see John Wick 4, but Shazam 2 is a family movie, and it's a lot of murder in John Wick, so go watch my movie. And basically, Anson Mount was on Twitter and basically said, like, dude, come on, don't do that. And he then came on to say that basically the clips he saw were taken out of context. Zachary Levi contacted him, and he was forced to apologize.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he apologized. An apology about a week ago that I kind of drugged my friend Zachary Levi for posts that had been taken out of context. First of all, even if it had some of the context, that's not something that I should do to a friend and colleague. So there you go. He
okay.
publicly said, I'm sorry to Shazam.
So are we getting the Strange New Worlds Shazam crossover? Is that what this is?
Well, I'm
Perfect.
thinking it's more the
Wonder-
Black Bolt Shazam crossover, but yeah. So there you go.
Captain John Dutton.
Captain John Dutton.
Who's John
Yeah.
Dutton?
He's
think
from
that's
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I
And
have
our
not seen
last news
Yellowstone,
story.
and you know why I have not seen Yellowstone?
Why is that?
You have to pay for it.
Yeah, because it's not on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So that's my own little protest there.
There you go.
You know,
Which it should be on
everybody-
Paramount Plus because it's a Paramount.
Yes, exactly.
But because of the weird, you know how the studios are with the streaming rights, and it's actually on Peacock, which is
Yep.
NBC. But for some reason they have the streaming rights because I got excited because I started watching 1883 like by accident. A Star Trek show ended, and I just let it continue when I was watching Paramount Plus. This is like 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and 1883. Just how they just start playing another episode of something else.
Yep.
I had no intention of watching it. All of a sudden, I just got sucked in, and I'm like, "Oh, Yellowstone is also Paramount, so I'll watch that."
Yeah.
Nope, Peacock only.
See, my wife watches I Love Lucy on Paramount Plus. So when Star Trek
I-
ends, that's what comes on sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
I think you watch I Love Lucy on YouTube as well.
Me?
No, yeah, I think you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I think so.
It's that show was on for so long.
Mhm.
She was telling me certain seasons are on Hulu, certain seasons are on Paramount Plus. It's like it's all over the place.
Oh, that's wild.
You dismiss it, but are you like a closet I Love Lucy fan or?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't in the closet about that.
I'll watch. My wife really
Yeah.
likes it. And I've watched it when she has it on. It's
There you
okay.
go.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Okay.
In our
No, it's a
last
great
news
show,
story-
and we gotta love Lucy too. I mean, Lucille
Yeah.
Ball has had a big
Yep.
part in Star Trek.
Desilu. Yep.
in our last news story. So it comes just in time for Easter. I think it's very appropriate. We've been talking about this film for a while. We keep hearing announcements about it, and then just recently we were told it's going away again, and so it broke all of our hearts. But just in time for Easter, he is risen. Paddington 3 is happening, baby.
I knew
Paddington
that-
in
I knew-
Peru.
I saw that coming a mile away.
You know you did. Filming begins in July. I'm so excited.
Oh Lord.
So there you go.
We watched
That's all.
Paddington 1 as a family a few months ago. We haven't seen the second one. I thought it was great.
Paddington 2 is incredible. They said so in the Nicolas
right.
Cage movie.
Okay, I will watch it.
Yeah. You got just enough
Alright.
time to get to it. So maybe when we go to Vegas, Dan, we can do a Paddington 2 viewing.
Sure.
Sure.
And a review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely
If I watch the
right on
second
top.
one, I'll talk to my friends and see if they can do a pack.
Oh God, that would be great. I would love
a
a
Paddington 2
review.
pack led review.
Yes. All right. You guys ready for the main topic?
Bear, skin
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Fun will now commence.
All right. So Picard season 3, episode 8, Surrender, what we are talking about. It was a recent episode. I just pulled up the log line here. So the log line is Vadic forces Picard to make an impossible choice, deliver what he can never give, or watch his crew perish. Their only salvation lies in the mind of an old friend and old foe. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what happened.
All right. So thanks for watching. We'll be back next Sunday.
I've got so many thoughts about this episode
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah.
swirling through my
Dive in.
head.
Dive
I
in,
mean,
buddy.
my first thought is actually from the end of the episode where all 7 of them are sitting around the table. And if you're around my age, I started watching Star Trek towards the end of season 3 of The Next Generation when I was just, a pup, and, watching it all the way through to the last movie, Nemesis, which came out in 2002. I mean, that was 21 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been, fans like me have been waiting for this. Fans whose heart is really in The Next Generation. Fans like me have been waiting for this for forever. And I mean, I'm not crying, you're crying, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it was good.
So
it was good. And on rewatching it, I made sure to look around the table because I said to myself after the fact, was it just them?
Yeah.
Was it just them at the table?
Yeah.
And I watched it again, and I'm like, nope, no Raffi, no Seven,
no Jack,
Shaw, no Jack, no LaForge children, and I think that was the right decision. I think it was like the Last Supper, they got everybody at the table.
Right.
I think for fan service, yes, it was the right call. For storyline, it was weird. Like, I do think Shaw and Seven should have been there because they're all strategizing together. Yeah. But I get it for the fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, this episode did not answer a lot of questions.
No,
almost. It was so close. We were so close. I wanted the episode to last like 3 more seconds.
Yeah, I know.
What's behind that darn red door?
What's behind door number 1?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. What is behind that door?
We got some data. We got some data Easter eggs in there. Yar made it into the episode.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that little holographic memento he has of her. I guess that was a memory of a hologram, which is a memory of a person. So
yeah.
Whoa, yeah, okay.
That's like a picture of a photograph.
What's that?
That's like having a picture of a photograph.
Yes. No, that's like remembering that you once had a picture of a photograph that you remember.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ooh, is that me or you?
No, it wasn't me.
I heard some static.
Yeah.
That was Laura trying to take over.
Oh, hopefully it wasn't me.
Yeah,
so I was a little confused about the data lore thing.
What were you confused about? Let me help you out.
Yeah.
Well,
because I was confused too.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out how to interpret it.
Okay.
And it was kind of like he gave Lore all of his memories. And is it that if Lore had all the same experiences that Data had, he would essentially be Data?
I think that's what they were implying.
Because they were kind of, physically identical to each other.
Since that's what you're getting at, I have the answer. Because I suffer for the people.
You do suffer for the people, and we appreciate it.
Yes, and I watched the Will Wheaton show. They actually specifically tackled this.
Okay.
So what Brett Spiner said in the interview was that as Data's giving him the memories, those memories are actually pieces of Data. So then as Lore takes them on, it's slowly like Voltron slowly assembling Data within him. Okay. It's like in the Matrix when Neo puts himself into Agent Smith and then he blows it up because he becomes Agent Smith.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I guess.
Yeah, I get it. So Lore is 100% complete.
Warning! Nerd alert!
So Lore's 1,000% completely gone forever, unless of course the writers want him back.
Of course.
Okay.
Because all it
Just
takes
so we're clear.
All it takes is next season. Oh, there's a shred of code of Lore inside of Data, and it's taking him over.
We may get a throwaway line in the next 2 episodes about. Excuse me. I'm sure his memories are still there. I'm in my head canon. He kind of did what I said he was going to do, and Lore now exists as a memory file only. and he can access his memories, but Lore can't control.
I kind of wanted Lore. I wanted Lore to win, but have Data's memories. So like, it's still Lore, but now all of a sudden, all these people that were important to Data are now important to Lore.
Mm.
You know,
I think we'll see a little bit of that with like.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see Data in the next 2 episodes. A couple of moments where he's kind of a dick.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get Stefan Data.
Not like
Well,
mean or a
he's-
bad guy, but just kind of
no,
like.
he did that a little bit.
He's got some swagger now.
He was teasing Geordi a little bit there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the contractions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So, for sure.
He knew what he was doing.
100%.
It was just great seeing those two together again as buddies.
Yeah.
I know I said it last week, but that was more LeVar Burton Geordi trying to bring Data out, but you know, now that Data's back, seeing the two of them together, both acknowledging the friendship that we saw blossom over 7 years, that was
Yeah, it was a great callback.
Yeah.
Well, so another thing that's kind of funny that in that interview they talked about is, so for us, like we were saying at the table, how exciting it was for us to see that and everything. So they asked Brett Spiner about that, and he's like, well, look, the reality is we all see each other all the time.
Yeah.
So for them, it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
But the only thing that made it kind of different is that they were all playing their characters.
Yeah.
So that was special. But
I can't state enough just how much joy I am getting just by seeing these characters interacting with each other again.
100%.
And the only thing I can compare it to is you go to a birthday party for a buddy that you haven't seen in 5 or 6 years, and there's a whole bunch of people there that you haven't seen in 5 or 6 years, and they all just kind of pick up right where they left off, and it's just these, you're surrounded by comfortable people having comfortable conversations. And I mean, do you understand what know, what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what it feels like. That's what or like a high school reunion or something, where you know, you see the old crew is back together, and you're just, you know, reminiscing, not even reminiscing, but you know, you're talking about current things, but the relationships that were there are just, I
get the same feeling with Fast and the Furious movies.
It's all about family.
Like that's just like
I'm
I think I've seen 2 of those movies.
Oh, so you got more to see then?
And it was too many. And I'm really enjoying like Riker. Jonathan Frakes is funny, man.
Yeah.
He just really is.
Don't we all love him?
When Worf is having a moment with Deanna, and he says, "Is this a rescue or a continuation of the torture?" I mean,
Worf was laying it on pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Riker's like inappropriate.
I don't think he meant anything sexual.
No.
I don't think he meant anything sexual, but you know, the elephant in the room is, you know,
they used to date.
They used to date. They did things. They did things, and now these two are married, and you guys still did things. And you think about her often. Hold on.
I mean,
hold on a minute.
One of the things that I'm really loving about this season that we haven't really talked about is they finally got rid of their stupid poetic language. How they would talk in like these weird, like, I was destined for the stars, and like all of that is gone.
7 of 9 and Jack had an interaction about that where he's talking in the last episode, you know, or like talking about the stars and whatever, and 7 of 9's like, oh God, you are your father's son.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full season of it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So you don't like when Patrick Stewart just starts quoting Moby Dick? That's what you're saying.
Weird, right? No. No, I don't like that.
He doesn't like when Picard says, you know, if his chest had been a cannon, he would have shot his heart upon it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought about sending you each the heads of my enemies. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Yes, it was amazing.
And it's and that's the thing where, it's 20 years. It's
Mhm.
20 years later, and Worf just still doesn't get it. He
No.
thinks he does. He thinks
Yeah,
he does.
that's
He's
the
talking
best
about
part.
he's talking about all this personal growth that he's had. But really everybody's he's still a weirdo. I love him, but he's still a weirdo.
That's great. That's great.
He is a captain, though. That is confirmed. He was wearing a Starfleet uniform at that table, and he had 4 pips. So not quite sure I understand that, because
I didn't even see that. I was paying attention to his sash. I saw that he still had the House of Martok badge on it.
Yeah, but
Well, didn't he command the Defiant? He wasn't the captain, but he commanded the Defiant.
Yeah, he commanded the Defiant.
Yeah.
But his rank was lieutenant commander.
Right, but that's what I mean. Is like he was on his way, so I could see that by that point.
Yeah.
Well, it's still confusing if he was still in Starfleet when he became Federation ambassador to Kronos.
They got to clean that up a little bit, because he was ambassador, then he was back in Starfleet, and now he's working for Section 31. But now here he is in a Starfleet uniform again. He's got captain's rank, but I think he was wearing yellow. He wasn't wearing command red. So it's
They never explained it away. I mean, in the first movie that he comes back in First Contact, they explain it that he's in command of the Defiant. And as the movies progress, they're just like, oh, there's Worf. Ask him if he can join us.
Actually, the answer
Zero
is
explanation.
quite clear, guys. The answer is going to be quite clear. There's going to be a trilogy of books. Worf, Son of Moog, Diplomat to the Stars. And you'll find those answers in those books for only $19.95.
That's what's gonna happen.
Okay. I love it. That's great.
I also think it's great that they found a way to get Riker and Troy off of that planet.
Mhm.
And the way is, I don't want to live here anymore. Well, I never wanted to live here. I was living here because you wanted to live here. I was living here because you wanted to live here.
Right.
So I thought that was cute. I thought
That's hilarious.
Good. And I think they're signaling that we're going to see these people again. We're definitely going to see these people again.
I have a feeling that they have. Okay, so I'm not saying I know anything. I'm not promising anything. Just a hunch. They have to have Legacy in the bag already.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
There's too much money for Paramount to not be doing something.
They do like their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't blame them. I mean, and they keep producing Picard season 3 type quality, and Strange New Worlds type quality. We'll keep coming back, and we'll bring more people with us.
Yes.
So that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So remember, they shot Picard season 2 and 3 back to back. We did a story about they wrapped season 2, went away for a 3-day weekend, and then came back and started on season 3.
So what happened between season, producing season 2 and producing season 3?
Did they know season 2 was just not going to be loved, and so they immediately went to fixing it? Because that's a big difference between the two.
That could be. I mean, the people who made it, they could be aware that it just season 2 wasn't quite up to snuff. Sometimes you make something and you're just aware that it's so.
I'm finished.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, what do we do now? I mean, it's a wrap, and sometimes you don't notice that kind of thing until you're in the editing bay.
Yeah, but even then, you're already pretty deep into pre-production on season 3. Unless
pre-production is just that. Pre-production. And I mean, how much of Picard season 2 aired before they went into full production of season 3? I mean, if I don't know.
Yeah, but do you think it was enough to change course? And I mean, how long do you think they've had this sort of storyline in the pipeline?
Yeah, I don't know.
They could have had
I
a
don't know.
framework and then just went and altered things.
That's true.
So like maybe it was always going to feature the changelings, but they were going to have them romanticize and flowery language and bring back CGI Odo and just all this stuff. And then they were like, nope, get LeVar in here. Get
Yep.
Michael. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Potentially. It's hard to say.
What did somebody say on Facebook that it's control?
Yeah. His red eyes is control. I love that everybody's got a theory about what his red eyes are about. The Paw Wraiths is the number one. That seems everybody.
Dan's gonna burn Paramount Studios to the ground if that happens.
Yeah.
I'll never forget them wasting Q in season 2. I didn't see who said that.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That was a waste.
T-Bear, we want more Matalas Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Q had a family. Yeah, he did. Baby
Yep.
Q Jr.
Yep. Lowercase Q.
Lowercase Q, bring him in. Yeah. I mean, that is his real son.
That was just gonna say that was played by John Delancey's actual son.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing now, if he's still acting or like an accountant. Who knows? But bring him back.
An accountant.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
So where do you think we're going? We got two episodes left. We could see the finish line.
I kind of see the I don't know what the names of the last 2 episodes are, but I kind of see the last two episodes as being sort of a part 1 and part 2. I think it's going to be one big episode, and I think that what we've been talking about is I'm not really sure about the Paw Race, but I'm 99% sure that that we're going to get the D.
So
you want the D.
I want the D so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I see you hanging around outside Hangar 12.
Yep.
That's right.
Hoping.
So we do have a little bit of a tag for episode 9. It's called Vox, will be the name of it. And the tagline is a devastating revelation about Jack alters the course of Picard's life forever and uncovers a truth that threatens every soul in the Federation.
Oh, geez.
Well,
I mean, that sounds like a Paw Wraith to me.
That exactly. Well, remember that episode of Deep Space Nine where Cisco finds out that he was conceived by the prophets?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it goes back that far. Well, because time doesn't mean anything to the prophets and presumably the Paw Wraiths as well. Well, maybe the Paw Wraiths went back and helped conceive, or went forward, I guess, or went back
so Picard
to conceive Jack.
Yeah, if Cisco's Jesus, then he's the Antichrist.
And that would be a perfect way if we could get like just a quick 2-minute cameo from Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
He just shows up, rolls up his sleeves. Picard, I'm here to beat your kid's ass.
That'd be great.
Or no, bring in Clifton and have him do it.
Oh yeah, bring in Sirach.
Sirach Clifton, yeah.
Yeah.
Lofton.
Yeah, Lofton, whatever. I'm so bad.
Did you say Clifton? That's okay.
Yes. I don't know why I thought his name was Clifton.
How did I make that connection and say Sirach then? Wow. Okay.
I don't know. You got it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, have him show up.
Yeah. Why not? What's he doing? Selling insurance, or
he's got a podcast?
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
So does everybody.
Yeah.
But so what do we think is behind that door?
I don't know, man.
The Celestial Temple.
It's the Spanish Inquisition from Monty Python. It's Britney Spears in her red outfit.
Gul Dukat.
Gul Dukat, potentially, as a Paw Wraith.
I'm pretty sure Vox is Latin for speak.
I think so.
And I don't think it's a real door. I think it's a door in his mind.
It means voice in Latin.
Voice. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think those are the voices that he's hearing are behind that door. And it's not a real door. It's his perception of letting them in. Opening the door and letting them in. So find us, join with us. I think they were trying to get us to think that it was the Great Link and the he's a changeling, and I think they were trying to throw us a curve there, and I think that was some misdirection.
Do we think that there's
think-
something to the fact that he hears Beverly's voice?
He hears Beverly's voice.
Because when he's hearing the voices, a lot of times it's Beverly's voice.
Yeah.
Beverly's a power. Ooh, Beverly's the power wraith, and so was the candle ghost.
Oh, that's a
Don't-
lot of lore to
don't-
explain in 2
don't.
episodes. But I like it.
Oh,
Talk about bringing back the poetic language.
Mhm.
Bring that actor back.
oh man. That actor, if I'm not mistaken, he played Dracula in Monster Squad.
Oh,
I
nice.
think that was the same actor. Yeah,
Mhm.
the candle dude. Picard's
There
not
you
the
go.
father, the ghost is.
Ghost STD.
Ghost STD.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think so for a long time. But
Warning, warning, nerd alert, nerd alert.
all right, who
Because-
was that for?
For the Monster Squad.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah.
So I've been a Pa Wraith denier
Mhm.
for a while, but I'm kind of thinking that's probably where it's going.
I mean, it connects to the changelings, right? Like they were part of that, the Dominion War.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw some
but-
comments on Facebook too about like remember the ship or the fleet that the Celestial Temple
Yeah.
disappeared. There had to have been
Yeah.
changelings on that too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe the power rays had something to do with whatever. Maybe they sent them to a dark place. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think that like we as fans come up with these complicated answers, but really good storytelling is a simple solution. So what would be the simple solution, right? What's wrong with him?
Well, it's either I think it's either power race or he actually is a changeling. But they've steered us away, and I don't think it's in an effort to misdirect us. They've steered us away from the fact that I don't think he's a changeling. So, which
Yeah,
leads
they
me back
flat out
to
said it
power
this
race.
episode. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's a changeling. I don't think that's the case.
My aunt's listening. She says maybe Jack is being possessed by Wesley Crusher.
That's it.
I've thought
That's
about
it.
that. I've thought about that.
Jealous brother.
Because he's not doing evil things.
No.
He's helping. I don't think a power wraith would. See, that's another thing we have to consider. He's doing good things, and if he was being possessed by the power wraith, or by a power wraith,
What if he's a weapon? What if like instead of the Jem'Hadar, they've created this super soldier, and Jack is the first of his kind that can be mentally controlled by the changelings. So that's the voices trying to control him. And that you would only need one of these soldiers that can take over entire units and win the war for you.
so maybe he could, during this new what's the celebration called? It's not First Contact Day. It's
Frontier Day or
Frontier Day. So maybe
Yeah.
the idea is he's going to show up at Frontier Day and just take over the minds of all the Admiralty,
Right.
and and the ships. Which leads me back to I want to see the D. I think that we're going to see what you guys kind of talked about before. I think we're going to see that epic
With
battle
retro
with all those retro fleets. We're going to see the
Mhm.
Defiant. We're going to see Voyager.
Oh, yes,
and we're going to
most
see the old
definitely.
Enterprise, and we're going to see the Enterprise D. And it's going to be a pet project that LaForge has been working on, and he's taken the saucer section that they got from that one planet from Generations, and they're going to marry it up to the Challenger, because the Challenger lost his.
He's gonna hot drop it on the.
He's gonna
Yeah.
hot drop it out of the Challenger or some other Galaxy class that survived the Dominion War but had a saucer section destroyed or whatever. So I honestly believe that's coming.
Oh, for sure. That fat G's going to be spraying all over the place.
We certainly hope so. Yeah, Strongbeard
I killed
definitely
Dan.
wants to
I totally killed Dan. Ripped
but
Strongbeard's DMs. Nothing but the D.
Oh God. I will take sexy pictures of the D all day long.
Oh, you just
you
you don't
know
say
what
that on
you're
the internet,
saying.
man. You don't say that on the internet.
Oh boy. Yep.
As soon as we started talking about the D, all of our chats just blew up. That's all they want to talk about.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway,
should we get to listener feedback?
Oh, by all means.
All right.
Open hailing frequencies.
Hey!
Frequencies open, sir.
Okay, if you guys want to X up in the chat, let us know. But I do have some from the coffee account. We got a couple. Strongbeard, if Scott can, you can bought us a coffee a few days ago.
Oh, really?
Nice of him.
Yes.
We gotta thank that
I-
guy.
Yeah.
I just like hearing my name spoken on your podcast, and you guys are cheap. LOL.
I like hearing my name spoken on your podcast. Wow.
Yeah.
And now you hear your voice. On
I-
the
Indeed.
podcast. That's
Absolutely.
That's great.
Indeed.
Yep.
It's
And
like
then,
a dream come true for you.
Yep. I'm very excited.
And then Eric Woods also bought us one today. He says, "Are you boys confirmed from STLVia yet? Let me know. I'm ready to book." And then he put his email address.
Yeah.
I wish I could go.
No.
Oh no! You know what? I'm gonna call Desiree and I'm gonna let her know.
Okay. Okay.
The D-
I need to make
the
it to
D-
Vegas.
The D is gonna be there waiting for you. And you
Oh,
can't,
boy. Yes.
Oh, you can most definitely
Oh.
get the D in Vegas. I'm sure
I-
of it.
I can't wait to see the advertisements that automatically pop up on my Facebook feed now.
Oh God.
Yeah,
We're,
I talked to my wife. I got the nod, so I'll be starting to make arrangements.
When is
that.
Star Trek Vegas?
It's like first weekend of August.
I think it's the 3rd through the 6th.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
sounds right.
You got time there, Strongbeard. You got time to make it happen.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what
All
I can
right.
do.
Nice. And then I had put in the, for my big question, or put some hot takes like Shaw's better captain than Pike. Star Trek needs some more effing swearing, and Lower Decks should have been claymation. To which James Riley said, Lower Decks definitely needs a claymation Christmas episode. So there you go.
That's brilliant.
That would be great. Yeah, like a Rankin Bass
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
We do have Jazz Biz on. You guys want to bring him on?
Eh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Here he is.
absolutely. Love
Yeah.
Jazz Biz.
what's up, buddy?
Hey, there he is.
Hello. It's
Going
why Saturday morning? Why
'Cause tomorrow's
Saturday? I'm trying to wake up.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I had to
Yeah.
get up anyways. I had to clean the house for Easter, so
So you know.
Well, I had 12 hours notice I was going to be a guest host. So
There you go.
there you go. So that works.
So, what'd you think of the latest episode?
Well, I noticed Imzadi is back and makes bad pizza. So
Yes, they called him out on that.
So his bunny foo pizza tastes pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But he's
Papa
good in the
Rikers
sack,
is no
though.
good.
Yeah, he's getting the sack. Yeah, don't worry. But she was eyeballing Worf though, so
Yeah,
because
she wanted to hear
Double
what,
D,
she,
don't
what he
forget.
said.
Double T's.
yeah, Deanna's a slut.
That's just
Wow.
okay. Do a
Calling
Packland
her
review
out.
of Deanna and Worf.
You don't know, they may have an open marriage.
Oh boy. I mean, it is the 25th century.
Hey, he is
Exactly.
Riker. Hey, he is Riker. He's been everywhere. So
That's
That's
right.
true.
And we,
All right, Chess is gone.
oh, I'm sorry. I was shutting the
Where's
door.
he going?
Well, my wife's asleep. She works nights. And I had the cleaning lady here. I had the lawn guy here, and I'm talking really loud.
Quiet.
If you notice, the orb's not behind me, so
Yeah,
that's
Sam
why.
says, "Are we actually meant to believe that Troy banged a changeling?" No, she said
She's a
later
joke.
on. She was a joke. She said later on, I knew they were they were changelings the second they showed up. She
Yeah.
can't read them, but which is a telltale sign for her that it's not
Mhm.
Riker.
Maybe bunny corn is the code for the T. Maybe.
Okay,
We
yeah,
don't
it is.
know.
Bunny corn. That's what it is. Bunny
Yeah.
corn. Bunny.
Uh-huh.
So, and then Beverly, I noticed that the first episode she scans Jack's head to see if he's nuts or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, he's not nuts, so there's nothing in there. And I want to know, where did Worf's shuttle come from to get on the Shrike or whatever?
Yeah.
How did him and Raffi all of a sudden they show up and they're right there on the ship? It's
I
like,
thought they were on La Serena.
Yeah,
I
don't they have
thought
La
so.
Serena?
Yeah, they had a shuttle on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe the La Serena.
Yeah.
Maybe it has a shuttle.
But
And
how
that's
did they show up?
and that's not a Starfleet ship, right? The La Serena.
Yeah.
No. It's just
So
a ship.
maybe it's got a cloaked shuttle.
Maybe.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, boom. I was like, hey, they're here. And like, how'd they get on this ship so easily?
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And
Could be.
Which I don't understand.
Superior Klingon technology.
I guess so.
Potentially.
And why would Raffi hand-to-hand fight a changeling?
Yeah. I mean, I know that they
don't
teased
know.
it with Worf teaching her how to fight.
Yeah,
But-
I understand that people, but a changeling, like Odo would just turn into a knife and cut her in half.
Right. Why didn't they turn into goo and like just not take that hit? And
Yeah.
Well, are
They could
those
sort it.
those changelings though?
yeah.
Well, they
they're
are,
supposed-
but they're losing form because they're not connected to the Great Link. I think they're having a hard time. They have something
Okay.
messed up in them. I think that's why they can't transport because when
And
they-
probably why they wear those uniforms.
yeah, because something with if they transport, I think they would like their molecules, everything get messed up. So
Mhm.
that's why they take shuttles.
I guess.
That's my only theory.
Yeah.
Is why not take a
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worf Bond. Yes.
Worf Bond? No, what else did I put? When Riker and Worf were jabbing each other, I thought it was pretty funny. So,
Yeah. What do
And
you
then-
think is behind the red door?
Oh man, I think it's Paul Race, but I kind of hoping it's not because that's a DS9 storyline, and this should
Mhm.
be a next gen storyline, not connected.
Mhm.
Because you have so many DS9 callbacks that some people might not have even watched the whole series of DS9 and don't understand the Dominion War or Changelings or anything
Well,
else.
that's on them.
Well, it's on them.
Absolutely.
But it's
It's been
it's kind of
25 years, man. You know,
I know.
Dan's like, screw all those other fans.
screw those other fans. It's like you gotta watch Next Gen, you gotta watch Voyager, you gotta watch this. That's what 600 episodes almost.
Every
Mhm.
single episode.
Yeah,
Sam asks, if the clicky dudes are changelings, how come they can't speak as the other changelings? You know, they didn't. They didn't. Changeling a tongue to talk.
Maybe they're speaking in Dominion Standard.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe
there you go.
that's
And
how they
then-
talk in the Dominion.
when Picard and Geordi are talking, they're jabbing at each other, right?
They're saying so many swearing words,
That
and it
that
sounds
was
like
great.
And then he
when Geordi says, 6 years ago you were at my anniversary party and you brought me a gift. What was
Yeah.
it? And Picard
Right.
says it was a Chateau Picard 2238, which you said was
So
dry,
it was dry.
but you don't know shit about shit.
yeah,
Yeah, it's him.
that's it. That's it right there.
because your
But
taste
it's
in
great.
wine is pedestrian at best.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. But
Yes.
it's great because like that's really what you would have to do
Mm-hmm.
if there were changelings that infiltrated your group. You would have to
Yeah.
get that specific about meaningless things to
Mhm.
to prove you are who you are. And I just
Yeah,
thought
it
was
reminded
great.
me of the X-Men movie. It reminded me of X-Men 1 when they come around
Yes.
the corner and it's like, I
Yeah.
am who I say I am. Like, prove it. You're a dick. Okay.
All right. So
Yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
but it's again, it shows that Chateau Picard is swill, and he's the only
Yeah.
one who doesn't know.
that is my favorite running joke. That nobody likes it. Nobody likes it.
It's like having a grandma that makes bad cookies, but you got to
Yeah.
eat them anyways.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like got to
Yeah.
grin and bear it. Like,
Yeah.
they're good, grandma.
Grandpa Picard's bad cookies. That should be a T-shirt.
Oh, it might be. Maybe after this, it might be. There you go. Well, thanks, Chesbis. Anything else you want to bring up before we go?
I want to know why Jack brought a thermal detonator on the bridge.
That was the shield. That was the shield.
It was like a thermal detonator.
But I didn't get that when I first watched it the first time. I didn't realize, that's the mechanism. I thought that they had just made a shield, kind of like they've done in the past, where it's like, make a shield on deck, whatever. But that was the actual shield mechanism.
He Han Solo'd her.
Yeah.
He was like, I have a thermal detonator. And she's like, no, you don't. You just made a clicky sound with your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Valentine says Agnes is behind the door.
Behind the door.
Oh, no. I was scared of that. I was like, please, not the Borg. And Agnes walks through. I'd be
I think they've gone to that well enough.
Yeah.
And one thing that Star Trek did that Star Wars didn't do is they got everybody back together again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got everybody around the table, where the new Star Wars movies did not have Han, Luke, and Leia ever meet up again.
Yeah.
Well, that was something to learn from, right?
And it definitely shows, because everybody's talking about this, and nobody's talking about those Star Wars movies.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though we're getting a sequel soon, so it's.
Yeah, there was a lot of Star Wars announcements.
Yes,
you guys got a lot of Star Wars to talk about if you want to talk.
We'll see how much of it actually happens, just like that. That Rogue fighter pilot film that was supposed to happen a few years ago.
Well, I think every director from Star Wars has either left or quit or been fired.
Well, that's what people are saying about the Starfleet Academy show. Is like, we'll see if it actually happens.
Yeah, they just announced things,
just like the Section 31. The the Star Trek 4, just like that.
Well, I think every 3 months we get a mention of Star Trek 4. So
a new director comes on.
Yeah, and then they have a new storyline, and then they hire him, and then all falls apart within.
Well, and then they were gonna have that SETI 5, the con podcast. That when is that coming out?
Oh, I remember you reporting on that. That was a while ago.
Yeah, still hasn't come out. They haven't said anything about it since. So, yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. That one I think has potential, just because it's a podcast. Like, it's not that expensive. So
yeah.
All right. Anything else before we go, Chesbis?
That's it, man.
All right. Well, thanks for being
Easter, and thank you.
All right, buddy.
And Chad is wrong. Don't forget, Chad is wrong.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Okay. Sorry. And then T-Bear we've got as well. So let's bring him on. There he is. Oh, in his own shuttlecraft.
Whoa!
I'm in my own shuttlecraft. It's the Delta Flyer. It's a runabout. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what's the ones from the Enterprise D that in the lower decks where Starbase 80 was using? It's one of those.
The worker bees.
Those worker ones.
The shit box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I didn't say that about you. Sorry. It's on my car here.
That's right. It knows, and it's not happy.
So, man, when Data and Lore, that whole that exchange, and that was awesome. I was enjoying that, and I was like, oh crap, how's Data gonna fight back? Like, and the way he did it, that was so Trek. Like, I think that's the one thing that stood out from the episode until they all met up in the not the ready room, but at the table.
Observation lines.
Yeah, the observation lounge. Oh man, that was awesome.
Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you ran in the field. And one thing I want to bring up, and I noticed it this week, is when Seven finally stood up to Shaw and said, "My name is 7 of 9," after he called her Commander Hansen. That was awesome. But there's something that Jerry Ryan does with her voice, and she used to do it on Voyager. She never really did it in season 2, but she's doing it now. And when she was talking to Tuvok and she realized that wasn't Tuvok, her voice gets like this really low guttural sound. And when she says like a firmness, fire, and that's Seven. Like that's the character of Seven, because that anger, that emotion in there, and she does it so well. And it's like, oh, finally, like this feels more like Seven than previous episodes or previous seasons of Seven. So
this feels like Seven. Yeah.
Totally.
It's a different She's
Oh,
playing
you know
the
what? Someone called
character
for it.
differently.
Hold on, somebody called for it.
Warning, warning, nerd alert, nerd alert.
Yeah,
What was
well,
that?
that was
What was that?
that's how she sounds in all the episodes.
Yes, exactly. She sounds just like that.
God, we're gonna drive that voice into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think is behind the red door? We keep asking everybody.
It's the Red Angel. It's obvious.
Clear. Yeah.
You know, I am leaning the pirate story. It just fits, and with everything they've kind of referenced from DS9, yeah, it just feels like it's heading that direction. But I don't know. I don't know if they would completely do something different. But there's one key thing that Deanna said was there's an ancient evil.
Right.
So that just kind of made it sound like there's something that's been in the works for a long time. And Picard's aromatic syndrome, all that thing, I think they're kind of trying to retcon that a little bit.
Well, yeah.
But I still don't understand what they're tying it to. And it does make sense with the pirate, considering the whole time they're not inside of time and all that stuff. And yes, I learned all that from the first episode of the DS9. So still working through the rewatch.
My only thought about it not being the pirates is they really haven't said their name in any of this. They haven't teased it like that. They haven't said, "Oh, after the Dominion Wars, the pirates left." Like nothing like that would kind of give you that hint. So it would be really out of left wing for it to just pop up.
Well, they did hint at it season 2 with the artifacts that was on Picard's desk.
Right.
That never came to fruition or was never mentioned after that. It just seems like it was a random Easter egg. So I'm wondering if they're tying into that. I mean, we got in the alternate timeline, we got Skull Dukat. Yeah, so all of those. So there were references. I'm wondering if it's Terry Matalas knows Trek. I mean, the fact that he worked on Enterprise, he gets it. He gets what made those shows great. And hashtag we all want more Terry Matalas Trek. But I think he's pulling all that stuff in because he like the rest of the fans are paying attention to those kinds of things and realizing that no, you're putting in these key Easter eggs. Make use of them. Don't just put them in for the hell of it. I mean, put it in and make it mean something. I think that's what is making this series or this season so
Sam
much better.
says it's the alien entities from the Masks episode, which is what I brought up in my quick reaction.
Yeah. Please no.
I mean, it's attached to data. It's
Actually, you know what's behind there? It's Barkley. That's all it is. It's just Barkley. It's just like, hey guys.
Well, I think that you're right about the ancient voice. Like that's giving us a hint, but I don't think it's the pirates. It's too perfect for it to be the pirates, right? I think it's a red herring. I think it's going to end up being something else.
Like they're trying to misdirect us.
Yeah.
I also feel like if it was the pirates, what's her name? Who's the one who died? Ran her shuttle into the other ship.
Rosa
Bajoran.
Yeah.
You would have you would think she would have somehow mentioned the pirates just to foreshadow something.
Right. Valentine is pretty good. The pirates are quite complicated for non-nerds to come up now. Yes, I agree. To me, it makes more sense that it's somehow the Borg. And that they can control just like the drones,
I hope
they've beaten that horse.
I know, but the Borg are more directly tied to Picard. I think the aromatic syndrome is the red herring, and it's the nanoprobes.
I don't know. They pretty much ruined the Borg last season.
I know, but they've also said that was not the real Borg.
True, they fixed it, but
that's kind of your tease.
So it's the Borg Queen calling out to him. She's using Beverly's voice.
Yeah, potentially.
Son of Locutus.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new name of the show.
Dos Cutis.
Instead of Picard. Locutus season 3. All three. That would mean all 3 seasons were centered around the Borg.
Well, I mean, that is your Picard.
Yeah.
That is his main
I don't know.
enemy. Them and the Romulans. It's kind of a little bit of both.
My aunt says Picard has nano sperm.
I mean, that's possible. You know, as much as that's a joke, there are a bunch of nanoprobes floating in that body.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, oh, Dan went away.
Anyways.
He's off to rescue a dog.
Oh.
No.
Well, one last thing I want to mention was, I don't think anyone's mentioned, is, man, that execution scene where that was tense. I think where where Tavine ends up getting it, and you're not expecting that. You're just like, oh crap, is someone gonna save her? And then that flinch and okay, that totally, like, I think caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, like I was expecting more from that character, and then part of me was like, forgot not Emra, the one that was on her knees. She was talking to the other guy earlier in a couple episodes, and it's like, okay, they're setting them up, and then like, oh yeah, they just did that to kill him off, and in the end, that was surprising. I think that the way they did it, so it was a little different, but yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I guess Scott got promoted while I was gone. That's fine. I had
no, it goes well from here.
Did you run out of battery? You know, as part of my show prep, I plugged my phone in.
That's right.
That was a bit of a dig.
A little bit.
I feel like.
Well, to be fair, Scott only did that because I reminded him. Hey,
that's true. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Dan always just phoning it in anyway, though?
He is always phoning it in. Yes.
It's me.
All right. Anything else, T-Bear?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you. You guys keep it up, and yeah, happy Easter.
You too. Happy
Easter.
Thanks. Happy Easter.
All right. Thanks for being on. Let's see. Anything else? I don't have anything else. Dan, did you have any other feedback you wanted to bring up?
No.
Okay.
No, I want to thank our special guest host for
thanks for coming
stepping
on
in and stepping up last minute. Appreciate it.
Happy to. I was very excited to do this. I do want to say I'm going to the Grand Rapids Comic-Con next weekend.
Ooh.
It's actually in Kalamazoo, which is my hometown. Nice. So I'll be sporting the shirts. My wife and I. Dan, thank you very much for the shirt. We've also bought one for Desiree too. So
nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. So
it's awesome.
Yep.
We'll have a good time at the convention.
Yep, I'll be representing. So
Nice. Awesome.
Terry Farrell is going to be there. She replaced Andrew Robinson, whose wife is apparently ill.
Yeah.
And also Jeffrey Combs is going to be there. So there might be there might be an opportunity for a group photo. So
yeah.
I'll report back on all those activities and things. I'll take a bunch of pictures. I've already got an idea of maybe having them do a shout out or something if I actually get to meet them. So
the great thing with Jeffrey Combs is it's really like you're meeting six Star Trek stars.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I'll make sure that I post all the pictures up on the Facebook group and all that.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome.
Chaz
thanks for being with us. Yeah.
Was that Chaz Biz saying David Ivy's going to be at
Vegas?
Yeah.
Which is a big trip for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long.
Yeah, he's going across the street to.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a big drive for him to get there. Yeah. So hopefully he can make it.
Oh, are you guys watching Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That other show. It's not Star
Yeah,
Trek.
that other show. Yeah. MandoCast. I forgot about MandoCast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wearing my
I know
baby.
This last
baby
episode
Yoda.
was quite divisive for people. So
yeah,
I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was fine.
Okay. Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, how about you, Dan?
There's
Did you
a
like
hotel
it,
called the D.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I have to be honest though. In years past, I enjoyed that more than the Star Trek that was running at the same time, and that seems to have flip-flopped. So,
it has.
Good for you if you have a Star Trek podcast.
Right.
Bad for Star Wars.
Indeed. I would agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
this has been fun. I mean, I hope I lived up to the You know,
Yeah, you did great.
I don't think I don't
you
think
did all right.
I did okay.
You
I
did
don't
all
think I don't think Chad has any worries. So, and I hope I did almost as well as Gentry did last time he was.
No, you
guest
did
host,
great.
so.
You did great. Well, thanks everybody for joining us.
We'll definitely keep you on the call-in list.
Yes.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
And the
Please do.
Christmas card
Please
list.
do. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.